guys, and thanks for joining us for another avian home adventures. We are really excited today to talk about how birds inspire people. Now, I chose one of my favorite birds to talk about for this topic because the American Kestrel has inspired people in so many different ways, and those ways I think are pretty unique and pretty cool. This is Val. She's also one of my favorite birds that we have here at the center. So any chance I get to show her off and take her out is always a good chance to really appreciate these birds. So Val the American Kestrel has a lot of cool different adaptations to allow her to be successful out in the wild. These guys are aerial hunters, which means they like to hunt while they're in the sky. So these guys will be hunting different songbirds, insects, and different things flying through the air. So in order to successfully do that, these guys need to be pretty fast. Now she is in the falcon family, and falcons are known for their speed, right? But if you picture going really fast and sticking your head out a car window, or going down a really fast roller coaster, the more air that comes at us, the harder it is to breathe. So if you guys picture a falcon chasing a bird in the air and going really, really fast, it might get hard to breathe. So one of the things that these guys have on their bodies is specialized nares, or specialized nostrils. So if we get a little bit closer, you might be able to see what her nostrils look like. She has a cone-shaped nostril with a spiral in the middle, and that spiral helps baffle the air to limit the amount of air that goes in. So she's able to breathe very efficiently while she's going really, really fast, which obviously you need to be able to breathe when you're hunting, kind of key factor to just life in general. So she has those specialized nares that baffle the air. Now they do such a good job at allowing her to go really, really fast that humans have developed fighter jet engines. So you know those really, really fast airplanes? Humans designed those engines specifically after the falcon nostril. How cool is that? We use technology and base it off of what nature has accomplished. I think that is an amazing thing that humans can take away from nature. Now if you guys look at her beautiful face, you might notice she has those dark marks under her eyes, those dark streaks. Those are called malar marks. So I want you guys to kind of picture something else that has dark streaks under her eyes, or under their eyes. Some of those things might be cheetahs. A lot of kids mention cheetahs. Cheetahs have those dark patches under their eyes. Other people might be thinking football players, baseball players. They have those dark streaks that are under their eyes while they're playing their sports. And all of those animals, all of these people have the same thing in common. They use the malar marks to keep the sun out of their eyes while they're hunting, while they're playing their sports. She isn't able to fly into Walmart and pick up a pair of sunglasses to keep the sun out of her eyes while she's hunting. So instead, those malar marks absorb the sunlight and keep it out of her eyes. Which again, football players and baseball players do that. Humans steal a lot of cool tricks that animals have developed on their own, and we've used it for our benefit, which I think is so cool. The random things that kestrels have inspired people to do. Now another really cool thing that she's able to do while she's hunting is something called hovering. So she's chasing a really fast dragonfly. Have you guys ever chased a dragonfly? I know I have, and it is almost impossible to catch dragonflies because they can change direction super, super quickly. So she needs to be able to adapt to that and be able to chase those dragonflies that are super fast. So she does something called hovering, and she is able to, like it suggests, hover over the insect and just kind of hover over the ground. And she's able to kind of figure out where that insect is going and For a split second, she is just hanging out in the air, and then she can move the same direction as that dragonfly and catch it right out of the air. She's able to do that by using different wing flaps to move the air under her, so she stays in one place in the air. Not a lot of birds can do that. Hummingbirds are known for doing that. Well, they're sucking the nectar out of a flower. So there's only a handful of birds that can actually do that. Now humans, she's following a bee. As you can see, she's very interested in those insects. Humans also want to learn how to hover, right? We're not talking about hoverboards or anything. We're talking about helicopters. Helicopters are able to stay in one area or stay in one spot in the air. Airplanes can't do that. And so we developed helicopters because we saw how cool it was for birds to do that. So we're like, we should be able to do that too. And these guys inspired the helicopter designs, which again, who knew? I think that's so neat and very, very cool. Now I want you guys to think, as we watch Val enjoying her surroundings here today, how have birds inspired you? How have birds made a difference in your life or anything like that? For me, I know that when I saw birds at different centers like this one growing up, I knew I wanted to work with animals. That was kind of the aha moment for me, was that is such a cool job. I want to do that. I want to teach people about the environment. And these guys inspired me to do my career this way and kind of choose this path. And it doesn't have to be something like that. It can be something as simple as you saw a vulture eating a dead deer carcass and you're like, man, I'm so glad that they're eating that, because otherwise my street would smell because of the rotting deer carcass. So it can be something as simple as that, or as simple as seeing a cardinal that you think is really, really pretty and just bringing a smile to your face. There's a lot of different cool things that birds can do to inspire people. Different art forms are inspired by birds. Different dances, different pictures, photography, painting, all sorts of different art forms birds have also inspired. So it's really cool to see the different things that birds can do if you really stop and think about it. So again, this is Val, our American Kestrel. One of my favorite birds that we have here at the center. She's a lot of fun to work with, a lot of fun to show off. Not only because of her amazing adaptations that kestrels have, but as you can see, she has a very outgoing personality and is very animated and fun to work with. Alright, if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Feel free to post too how birds have inspired you. We want to hear how birds have inspired you and kind of share that love throughout the world and on our page. So feel free to comment, feel free to ask questions, and we can respond to you as quickly as we can. But that is all we have for you here today. Val and I are gonna go home and enjoy this beautiful day. So thank you guys so much for joining in on our avian home adventures, and we hope to see you guys again soon.